Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm sure a lot of thoughts are on the holidays and all that which means to you. So let's say hello to everyone who's on so far today. Chase, good morning. Yes, Cavell. She's coming now from St. Kitts. She's there for the winter. I've been to St. Kitts. It's very beautiful. The beaches are I can still remember them. Very beautiful. So, Carrie the World Traveler, thank you for joining us. And Lupita, I don't know, maybe you never got the word, but last week or whatever you were picked for a free reading. So if you want to reach out to me at my email, you can to set that up. It's a half hour. If not, just let me know you're not interested. It's TheoSophia's wisdom at gmail.com. And see how that works for you. Good morning, Annie. Trying to see what the little whirl you got on there. And Carol, good morning. Oops. Kathy Marino, good morning. Barbara Ward, looking forward to our discussion today. Chase, she wasn't feeling well, but caught the replay with Paul the Venetian discussion on grace. Yes, that's still a memory to have, isn't it? I had intended to send it out to a few people. Let me see. Okay. I'm glad you're feeling better now, Barbara. And Marby, good morning. I really appreciate all of you coming on and taking part. Hope you'll have conversation with us today, as once I'm open, we'll see what the discussion's about. All right. I just want to take an extra moment here and let's be grateful for everyone's well-being and health through the new year. That if anything shows up, rest and relaxation, clarity of heart and mind will help you feel better. You don't want to overstretch yourself. Just a normal resting period, let's hope, will bring everyone to a good place. And be careful what you eat. I know it's always the time when you eat special things. And you might want to think twice if you've been stressed, because that's only going to help you and move into a separation. All right. So anyway, my heart reaches out to all of you for well-being for the next couple weeks. So we're going to call Mother and Father into our hearts. I was talking a lot about God this weekend in the master class. And it isn't that you have to reach up and out for God. You simply need to call him in, welcome him into your heart. He's always watching either way. But for the development, for depth of yourself in the light and in love, when you start calling them into your heart, the feeling begins to become a part of you, one that you remember, and it has movement inside you. So contemplate that, all right? As we're going to welcome all the angels, all the phylums, and all the different experiences of that truth. And reach out to the ascended beings, as I can see many hands going up wishing well wishes to everybody, to know they're always there for you with their insight and support. Julie Johnson, good morning. The more the merrier, huh? And then we reach out to all the universal beings who are on their journey and would like to come to sit with us. If nothing else, but to sit within the light of the energy here, for it in itself is a growth. You may not have realized that, but just sitting here together is illuminating a part of you to heighten the cellular light quotient that you hold. It's all good. So we'll do our mantra. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. Yes, excuse me, I got a little backwards there, didn't I? What can I say? It all works. Yes, let's see, is there anyone else? So the word that comes to me is harmony. Harmony can mean in a lot of different ways. There's the harmony with inside yourself, the harmony within every chakra becoming part of the whole. Could be in this time of the year, the harmony with you and your friends and your family. And where that doesn't feel like it's in perfection, then maybe it's time for you to look at your piece on the subject. You know, it takes two to have an argument. And if you can begin to see your side and give up that there's always a right side to everything, you know, there is such a word as compromise. And then the largest word to have to attain is understanding. So if we can bring ourselves perhaps to see what the lesson is going to bring for you if you allow it to move through into the lightning of the truth. So I can say through the years, there's been those times when someone discouraged or created a separation. Do you see there? I still say it. But who really does create the separation? It's our ego. Our ego tells us that, well, no, you deserve better than that. Well, in truth, respect is a great thing. But first you must attain it from within yourself. And the real truth about respect is respecting every moment. And when you're with other people, they may have different ideas or different thoughts. And what happens when you can learn to see things through a different eye? You can understand how to bring love to that whole situation. And perhaps have everyone end up listening to you because it's different, a way they hadn't thought of. That's the whole idea of raising consciousness, as you begin to think differently and you aren't stuck in an old place that maybe 3 or 4 of you and your friends are all stuck and decide to just not be friends anymore. Well, that would be sorry. That would be ridiculous. It's a time of year to, well, now what was that about? And then find within yourself, is it really worth the separation between you and a good friend? Or even between you and yourself? And I know the answer is, I'm sure not. So let's together come to an awareness that not only is it a wonderful holiday time for the birth of Christ, but know that he holds no negative anywhere inside of him about anyone. He just loves you. And what if that's then the possibility you could have first towards yourself, and then upon those others in your life, friends or family. Family can be quite the interesting thing. You know, during the time that Douglas and I traveled around the country teaching the meditation, we would stay with people at their home. We had couples break up afterwards. They couldn't handle having that love in front of them. And it made it such a distant place within themselves. Certainly was not our intent. So we began to realize we couldn't do it that way because people weren't at that place yet. It's not a judgment, it's just an understanding. But maybe there's that place for you to understand about other people. Two people can be married for a long time and still live in separateness. And that's not for us to judge or perceive that, but just seeing the kind of love that maybe you do have. They acted out and it may end up towards you. No one saw it that way for us, but we could see it as a pattern that began to happen, and we chose to not put ourselves in that situation to create that. When you have love and respect and honor the sacredness of yourself, yes, it does stand out. And people wonder how you could do that. And yet, when they get to know you and see the happiness that's in your life, you know, most people don't even know happiness. They can't conceive of it because every day is a challenge. Every day is a disappointment. Every day something is separate. So what is happiness? They think it's something that comes when you've left and gone somewhere else. And yet there is happiness that you can live every day. There's a joy and a peace and a harmony, which is the word today. That would mean that there's like a violin being played inside you and it all sounds beautiful. And then when you can hear the okay, where is it? What do I need to do? What's running wrong? And it won't take you long because we're very used to looking at our thoughts, feeling our hearts. But we don't always know what we do with it. And what do you do with it? You reach to Mother and Father in your heart and let that pink light from Orion, that ray, fill out through all of you. And you can call in the blue ray the will to do and have the willingness to look at it and to allow it to move on, to let go of the karma of whatever's creating a hesitation in you and being willing to do. Yes, I work a lot with the rays. They're a gift of ours from God. Why not use them? And they're great teachers, that ray as it moves through us, whichever one you pick. Peace. All of us, so often we pray for peace, especially for the earth. And you know, I've said it before, the earth lies within us. But you maybe forget to ask, where are you not peaceful with yourself? Where are you your own judgment, your own criticism? Where is it that you feel you need to do more, better? Wherever that is, my only suggestion to you is to embrace it, bring peace to it. For it is that same thing that's preventing you from having it. You know, release the black fabric of whatever it is from around you, whatever part of you. If you're having a knee issue and having difficulty moving forward in your life, or the ankle, speaking up, speaking the truth, the only thing you need to do first is love yourself and love those actions for yourself, not for someone else. A lot of times we hold ourselves back and separate ourselves from the harmony because of what other people think or say. And that's not why we're here. And I can hear it being said to me, but that's what we believe on some level harmony and happiness is, and it is not. Once you find it in yourself, it will become the attraction to the rest of your world, and it will multiply. It is not the other way around. That which is outside of yourself, people, places, things, will not bring you the happiness you seek. That's why individuals can meditate for a long time and discover happiness, because it is within. It's inside the heart. It's how you perceive yourself. And when it all comes into harmony and the chakras are filled with not only whichever one they are, but with a piece of the root, a piece of the second, and it's all dancing in the night through the day, then there's harmony and there'll be happiness. It's like playing on a piano. When you hit a wrong note, how does that sound? Good morning, Carol Cook. Glad to see you here today. So I understand that I'm not perhaps speaking things that most of you don't know, but perhaps there's a need for a reminder, for we are moving into a sacred space of time, not because the world stops a heartbeat for a moment for Christmas, but for he who gave his life to save us was born soon. And he's been coming and blessing us with his gentleness and his nature. I loved it when Barbara Ward said that his tone, Paul's tone was different than Jesus. And yes, it was. He was not Jesus, but he is the master. And the masters are all like that. Here's what needs to be done, just do it. Because that's what they've done. They've just done it. And I guess that's a little bit of the will to do from the blue ray, first ray. But that first ray comes with the strength of Hercules. I'm sure you've all heard that story. But that blue ray with Hercules is also the only option you have, other than the violet flame, to have him come and grant you a freedom from karma. It is his decision. So many things to learn and understand about yourself. Right and left side, we talked about it the other day in one of, was that Paul when he spoke? Or Jesus? I don't remember. But the right and left side of you needs to be in harmony. They need to find the love that's everlasting, that you're hoping to discover. And it will be just demonstrated. Because then when people in the grocery store see you, that's why they'll smile and nod and say hello. Because whether or not they know what it is, they can feel it, they can see it, sense it. And it begins to become a validation for you. For a long time, when I would go to the chiropractor, everyone said, oh, your hair's just so beautiful. But it wasn't any other different hair. It was the light around my crown they saw. Just as for you, as you're developing, people are going to see the light. They just don't understand what it is until they may study or you study. There's some people here who would have light around their crown. Maybe they don't see it yet, but as the consciousness of the cells is growing, a greater light quotient becomes in the aura and around the being throughout the aura. So it's going to get lighter and brighter. So it's quite a miraculous thing, because people will say to me, well, how do you know? Well, a teacher would know, like because I would see it. Other people may see it and feel it and not know what to call it. But enlightenment will come first, and then ascension. And enlightenment comes following the Buddha way. Yeah. I assume you all know the Buddhic way. Not too tight, not too loose. It's the middle way. Similar to what I'm saying to you now about harmony. You won't find harmony in real tight holding on, in a tight thought, action, an attachment. This is why attachments have to be let go. But you're not going to find them when you just don't care either. When it's too loose, where you let everything run wild. What is the middle way? When you know that God is there with you, and that you don't have only the dependent upon who you are as a being, you have the input of God's light and his understanding and mother's light to support you on your journey and how to live life and to love. So it's all very powerful. So if anybody wants to ask me some questions here, as I'm kind of just talking along, harmony in the relationship is a gift. Whatever type of relationship it is, it's still a gift. Some have it with their children, and you will know by their behavior. Others who hold too tight have children that their behavior is off the scale. Others don't know where their children are or what they're doing because they're so too tight about their life. So there is a middle way. A middle way. And let us, as we contemplate next week coming, it's not far away. Let's ask for all the masters and all the phylums of the angels and Mother and Father to help support us in discovering, and let it be that gift which you give to yourself for Christmas, if you're a gift giver, that you can sit in the peace and root yourself deep down into the earth and allow it all to come within you and feel joy and happiness. That is a gift. And then the next requirement is that you can open your eyes and live life holding it. Let yourself be out in the world. Let yourself walk out the door and still have it. It's a process. I understand. But if I don't explain that to you, you won't know. Because as soon as you allow that to falter, you are back in the separation, the fear. We can talk a moment about fear. It's from the ego. It is exactly what I'm saying. When the ego pulls you to a separation, a fearful thought that tells you that God's not there for you, why believe? No one's showing up. The same one that tells you Santa's not real. What is Santa? You know, it's so sad when you can see the child that finds out perhaps from a brother, or even sometimes adults, that that's not real. I believe in magic. I've seen magic. No one could ever tell me that it's not so. I remember once getting a gift, very, not me, but perhaps what was something that would pull me out of who I was. And no one ever owned up to giving it to me. How did it get there? None of us knew. But I've had some very real magical things happen to me that God has the power of. So, think that it's just something that just people talk about? No, it's very real. And when you can have that respect of that and anticipation that supports you in your movement to a higher consciousness, it is an amazing thing. an amazing thing. I believe I've already gotten my gifts from Mother and Father. And the heightening of my gifts. We never know, each of us, when more is coming. We need to be open as a vessel and be prepared for more. What is it that you really want for Christmas? Is it a thing? That's fine. I bless that all of you receive that which you desire and can bring it into the goodness of who you are as a loving being and manifest much happiness with it. But what I know best is that when we allow ourselves to do that in our life and in our inner being, it is the greatest majesty you can imagine. And you will wonder, why have you not seen it before? Little children in their eyes attempt to show it to us. And we know when we go out, and you don't see little children much anymore, but when we would go shopping, their little eyes would get big when they see us. You knew that those innocent children still saw light and that they could see the difference. Try it out. See what little babies do when you walk up to them. But that's another gift, is to let that mirror remind you there's something magical inside me. And perhaps for some time you didn't even know. And as it grows, it becomes more, and you can begin to feel its aliveness inside you. And then you can see the adults starting to see it, and they'll just do a double take. Have you ever seen that? Someone takes a double take of you? Yeah. People are waking up. They don't realize it. But that's why there's all of us, to help the people in the world choose. Yes, we could say the world is a scary place. So then we have to go inside our heart, where the earth lies inside us, and what's scary about us. What is that thought that tells us of that fear, of that separation, where peace cannot exist? And as we do it in that way, and just love whatever comes, I don't care, whatever it is. We've all been everybody, we've all done everything. And the sooner and the easier you let yourself understand that, the quicker you can let things go. And allow that earth that is within you to be free. I was asked the other day, are there ETs? ETs have been here for a very long time. There are very powerful ones that work with us every day, every second, every night. They don't have intention to frighten you. They're here to help us. They're helping the world not blow the world up, as some humans would be loving to do. I shouldn't say that word with that, right? But is there any shoulds? No. It's all going to be fine. We're not alone. And I think that's the greatest gift to recognize in this Christmas time. And I'm grateful for Jesus and Paul and anyone else in the future who comes to us, because it lets us hear that grace in all their voices. And they're attaining that ascended state of harmlessness. And that they just love. There's just love. And it's not that there are so many beings upon this earth that we can call up and hear that truth from them. So that's why they're having me bring that voice to you. Certainly not mine, but through my vessel, they can use my voice. And to me, Jesus' voice is one I could fall asleep to. The peacefulness of it. And Paul's was different, but gave me assurance that there was someone doing something. It was interesting, and I'm sure for everyone in effectiveness, all different. But you're here, and a part of those who got to hear that voice and that existence. So I'm not sure Jesus will make it this week, since it's a lot's being done in the world around this time. And it's not even, you have to understand, Jesus did his work. His coming here is because he's on earth and can't. It's not that he has a big requirement. It's someone else's job, whatever is happening now. But he still so loves the earth and all the beings, especially those who honor him, that he comes and supports. And his talks, I think, are bringing a great awakening to everybody. So, any questions coming? You can't let me do all the talking, my goodness. Oh, you're still here, so what would someone else like to ask? I have spoken to Metatron. Again, it's a busy time, but we'll see what comes forward this week. The angel work is growing, bringing you into times to look at what you might need to heal or how to choose to see things differently. Very interesting to me. And I surrender, so I just observe. Everyone laughs at me from, I sit in a chair back below me and observe what happens. So I hope you are enjoying all that comes through me for you. And perhaps in some way this is a gift for all of us today, to let our hearts be at peace and to feel and to contemplate what is going on within us. Are all our chakras open and spinning? Can we acknowledge that we are alive at a perfective time? You know, there's no mistake. Absolutely, there is no mistake. Okay, Barbara Ward. Just enjoying all that you're saying. Always interesting. Well, I appreciate the thought. Thank you very much. So we began in harmony. So while you're deciding if you have a question, why don't I pick a couple cards from my Wisdom Angel deck? It is interesting. I was going to use the other one, which I did use yesterday, and now I don't see them. They went somewhere. They'll show up. I'm going to do one more time. You know, I have a little goose friend out front, back by the lake. And I'd seen him, maybe I've mentioned him, but his leg was not working one side. So I started to sing to him. And he walks normal now. Who would think? All right, this is the Strength card. Personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness. Compassion that brings about forgiveness. Realizing that you're stronger than you know. I think that's a good card for everyone today. Strength. Hercules, Ray 1. All right. And we'll take another one. Oh, I think I'll go with this one. Kind of flipped up at me. It's the Chariot. I'm sure you've all learned the Chariot. Rewards that come from hard work, successfully balancing many priorities at once, determination and willpower, public recognition. There you go. Powerful. And we'll do one last card. The world, a brilliant success, a time of joyful accomplishment and spiritual enlightenment, freedom to do whatever you want, be proud of yourself. Well, that's a nice ending, isn't it? I love when the pink, I had to put pink on today for all the love I was feeling. I still got no questions. Well, what is there to say? I want you to contemplate depth. There is a new depth in the love that's coming. And something for you to contemplate. I'm not going to tell you what I think or what's the truth about it. But there's love, and yet there's a deeper love that has a great depth. So as you're going to have time over these holidays, perhaps, maybe not, I don't know. I will have time to sit and think about the things you see around you or the people that you know around you. And what would it be like if you could deepen that relationship, deepen that understanding, first and foremost within yourself? What a powerful thing. So I do have an announcement. After much contemplation on my last week, I usually run 2 schools, a new one, and I've had a master class now. The girls have been coming, 10, 12 years. Sometimes people join. But I'm going to start a new wisdom school at the end of January. It'll be 2 to 3 hours. I haven't decided, on a Saturday, once a month, for 12 times for a year. And you're going to learn in depth about chakras and the aura and your energy and how you can move and do many things with your energy field. I'm going to teach you God's energy. It won't be the Reiki, it's directly from God. And so, if anyone has interest about that, I haven't decided all the details, money and that type of thing. But let me know if any of you are interested so I can continue to contemplate putting it together. Certainly, the more there are, the less the individual fee would be. So let's see what happens. So let's see, what was that name here? Lupita. Yes, make sure you reach out to me if you're interested in a half-hour reading or healing, whatever it is. And we'll work it out. Next week, my daughter's coming into town. I'll probably do Monday and Tuesday, and that's all, because she comes on Wednesday. So, and then I'll be back as normal the week before New Year's. So I'm just letting you know. Let me see down at the bottom here. That's right, Carol is. Thank you. Oh, something like, I feel so blessed to have your wisdom this morning. Well, you're very welcome, Carol. Sounds interesting. You're interested. Good, Cavell. Much how you've gotten to know me now. It'll be very powerful. And it comes from God, what comes through. It comes from the group that gathers what you all bring and need. But the basics is what we'll go through. And you'll feel more centered. I'm very grateful, Chase. I had a really busy weekend. That's why I couldn't make it yesterday. I was very tired. I think I did 13 hours on Sunday. And I had to take that day to rest. But that's all of us in our life have to find our capacity and not wear yourself out. Take me not wrong. I was full centered all day, and about 2 hours later, so it's all okay. And I probably won't do that again. But so I'm here today. Connection feels very strong. No, the light will be with all of you, probably for another 3 hours. And you can email me. I'm sure the email's somewhere. If not, I'll make sure it gets put up on there tonight. If you're interested in the healing school, it's a commitment. You have to come. I don't tape it and send it to you. You have to be there. So let's see. We have things coming in now. That is a great way to honor yourself and experience self-love, Mother TheoSophia. Yes, you don't have to tell me twice. First thing I do is I can't do anything tomorrow. So I have a short day today. But I can feel how strong the energy is coming into all of you. So all is well. And I hope you could let it all touch your hearts. And again, thank you, all of you. I appreciate you so much. Make sure, if you haven't, that you do the thumbs up. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I haven't decided yet. Probably will be angel messages. And then Thursday, we'll see who's going to come visit. How's that? That will give me the more time to be ready. So tomorrow we'll do angel messages. Blessings to all of you. And let different things I've said just contemplate inside your head. And that's what it's about. That's how the journey works. All right. Many blessings. Love you.